Rallying's growth from its production base to an all-out technological battle in the early 80s marked a changing point in the sport, moving it once and for all into the full glare of the world media spotlight and raising the stakes for drivers and manufacturers alike. As the Group B era dawned, Lancia's 037 Rally was at the forefront of the sport. A superb, uncompromising design, the sleek racer was every inch a worthy successor to the fabulous mid-engine Stratos of the late 70s. In 1983, Martini Lancia had taken the World Manufacturers title, but already back at base in Turin, the future of the team was off the drawing board and very close to running. Under the guidance of longtime team boss Cesare Fiorio, Lancia's development of its Group B car pressed on apace, and in the autumn of 1985, Lancia launched the Delta S4, technically the most advanced of the new generation of rally cars. Featuring both superchargers and turbochargers, the engines were revolutionary. The rest of the car too bore only the slenderest likeness to the Delta road car from which it took its name. The tube frame chassis and aerospace quality body and componentry were the best available, as was the driving squad. The likes of Mickey Biasion, Marco Allen and Henry Toivonen were drafted into the tight-knit Italian team, giving the top drivers the very best cars to work with and some of the best technical support anywhere. Overseen by Fiorio and right-hand man Giorgio Pianta and led by the resourceful Nino Russo, Lancia Martini mechanics strived hard to make the cars work, and their rewards were immediate. The drivers were on the pace from the word go, Henry Toivonen winning the car's first event, Britain's Lombard RAC Rally. Mickey Biasion and co-driver Tiziano Severo, feeling the strain of an early start, were the Italian element of the very cosmopolitan driving team. Finland's Marco Allen, in his 13th year with Lancia Fiat, had regular co-driver Ilkka Kivimäki alongside him. Henry Toivonen was the third Finn in the squad, co-driven by Italy's Sergio Cresta, while Swedish newcomers Michael Eriksson and Claes Billström made up the full driving complement. But Lancia was far from alone in the hunt for Group B success. Ford's new RS200 was slow off the mark but catching up fast, while Peugeot's 205 Turbo 16 was right on the pace under all conditions. Against these cars the Delta S4 ranged itself, and if the Lancia with its wings and spoilers looked little like a road car, then what of Audi's Sport Quattro S2, perhaps the ultimate example of engineering trying to control pure brute force. Different though they appeared from the outside, one thing united the Group B cars. Like Formula One cars, they were the ultimate in every way. The fastest, the most powerful, the strongest, the lightest, the best able to accelerate, corner and brake. Here truly was the pinnacle of the sport, and didn't they look every inch the part. Henry Toivonen's dream debut with the Lancia Delta helped to endear him even further to rally fans the world over. When it came down to pure speed, Henry was really in a class of his own. One of the most liked and approachable of drivers, his victory on the Monte Carlo Rally in January '86 looked to have set him firmly on the way to a championship year. But fate decided otherwise. Henry tragically lost his life in Corsica, killed in the cars he so loved to drive. Ironically, it was the accident that claimed Toivonen's life and others like it, which first started to spell the end for Group B rallying. Midway through the 1986 season, already the writing was on the wall. But the spectacle continued. These fabulous cars extracted a great deal from their drivers. Lancia's long-serving Marco Allen, as fluent in Italian as his native Finnish, was always a focal point in the service area, advising, cajoling, extracting the same total performance from the crew as he did from himself and from his car. For Kiki Kivimaki, his co-driver, a moment to relax as he supervises the work. And finally for Marku too, the attentions of the team physio on his weary body as he tries to prepare himself for his battle with the car on the next stage.
Guardami il tempo che frutta con subito tanti curva, piano su uno, prima e secondo.
Benzina 40. Non attaccate il quadro, eh?
Of all the rallies in the World Championship calendar, the most demanding is the Safari. Despite the debut of the Delta S4 the previous November, Lancia took its less complex 037 Rally to Africa for the 1986 Safari, where it enjoyed mixed fortunes on an event traditionally not kind to Italian cars. Nicky Biasian, on his first trip to Africa, was as high as third before losing an alternator belt and then suffering head gasket failure. Early in the event, Marco Allen bruised his wrist. While driving with a torch held out of the window after a battery failure left his Lancia without any lights at all at night, the Finn put a car onto its side and was still able to continue. As committed as ever, Marco on maximum attack. He drove the entire Easter Endurance Classic as if it was a European sprint event. But somehow the Lancia lasted, and Allen celebrated a third-place finish. Being a part of the Lancia team was always an emotional yet rewarding experience. Drivers like Sweden's Kalle Grundle brought new languages to the already cosmopolitan mix. And so one of the prime means of communication among team members was with sign language. Perhaps there's a little of the Italian in us all. For these spectators and millions like them from the Arctic Circle to the Antipodes, Group B rallying was the ultimate attraction. The thrill of watching the world's top stars fighting with the most challenging machinery was the biggest draw. Technology, speed, power and skill, all welded successfully into perhaps the greatest show on earth.